Judith chapter 11. Then Holofernes said to her, "Take courage, woman. Have no fear in your heart. I have never harmed anyone who chose to serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of all the earth. As for your people who live in the hill country, I would never have raised my spear against them had they not insulted me. They have brought this upon themselves. But now tell me, why have you fled from them and come to us? In any case, you have come to safety. Take courage! Your life is spared tonight and for the future. No one at all will harm you. Rather, you will be treated as are the servants of my lord, King Nebuchadnezzar." Judith answered him, "Listen to the words of your servant, and let your maidservant speak in your presence. I will say nothing false to my lord this night. If you follow the words of your maidservant, God will successfully perform a deed through you, and my lord will not fail to achieve his designs. I swear by the life of Nebuchadnezzar, king of all the earth, and by the power of him who has sent you to guide all living things, that not only do human beings serve him through you, but even the wild animals, and the cattle, and the birds of the air, because of your strength, will live for Nebuchadnezzar and his whole house. Indeed, we have heard of your wisdom and cleverness. The whole earth is aware that you, above all others in the kingdom, are able, rich in experience, and distinguished in military strategy. As for Achio's speech in your council, we have heard it. When the men of Bethulia rescued him, he told them all he had said to you. So then, my lord and master, do not disregard his words, but bear it in mind, for it is true. Indeed, our people are not punished, nor does the sword prevail against them, except when they sin against their God. But now their sin has caught up with them, by which they will bring the wrath of their God upon them when they do wrong, so that my lord may not be repulsed and fail, but death will overtake them. Because their food has given out, and all their water is running low, they have deceived to kill their animals, and are determined to consume all the things which God in his laws has forbidden them to eat. They have decided that they would use the first fruits of grain and the tithes of wine and oil, which they have consecrated and reserved for the priests who minister in the presence of our God in Jerusalem. Things which the people should not so much as touch with their hands. They have sent messengers to Jerusalem to bring back permission from the Senate, for even their people have done such these things. On the very day when the response reaches them and they act upon it, they will be handed over to you for destruction. As soon as I, your servant, learned all this, I fled from there. God has sent me to perform with you such deeds as will astonish people throughout the whole earth who hear of them. Your servant is, indeed, a God-fearing woman, serving the God of heaven night and day. Now I will remain with you, my lord, but each night your servant will go out into the valley and pray to God. He will tell me when they have committed their offense. Then I will come and let you know, so that you may march out with all your forces, and not one of them will be able to withstand you. I will lead you through the heart of Judea until you come to Jerusalem, and there in its center I will set up your throne. You will drive them like sheep that have no shepherd, and not even a dog will growl at you. This was told to me in advance and announced to me, and I have been sent to tell you." Her words pleased Holofernes and all his attendants. They marveled at her wisdom and exulted. "No other woman from one end of the earth to the other looks so beautiful and speaks so wisely." Then Holofernes said to her, "God has done well in sending you ahead of your people, to bring victory to our hands and destruction to those who have despised my lord. You are not only beautiful in appearance, but you are also eloquent. If you do as you have said, your God will be my God. You will live in the palace of King Nebuchadnezzar and be renowned throughout the whole earth." Judith chapter 12. Then he ordered them to lead her into the room where his silver dinnerware was kept, and ordered them to set a table for her with his own delicacies to eat and his own wine to drink. But Judith said, "I cannot eat any of them, because it would be a scandal." Besides, I will have enough with the things I brought with me." Holofernes asked her, "But if your provisions give out, where can we get more of the same to provide you? None of your people are with us." Judith answered him, "As surely as you live, my lord, your servant will not use up her supplies before the Lord accomplishes by my hand what he has determined." Then the attendants of Holofernes led her to her tent, where she slept until the middle of the night. Toward the early morning watch, she rose and sent the message to Holofernes, "Give orders, my lord, to let your servant go out for prayer." So Holofernes ordered his guards not to hinder her. Thus she stayed in the camp 3 days. Each night she went out to the valley of Bethulia, where she bathed herself at the spring of the camp. After bathing, she prayed to the Lord, the God of Israel, to direct her way for the triumph of her people. Then she returned purified to the tent and remained there until her food was brought to her toward evening. On the 4th day, Holofernes gave a banquet for his servants alone, to which he did not invite any of the officers. And he said to Bagoas, the eunuch in charge of his personal affairs, "Go and persuade the Hebrew women in your care to come and to eat and to drink with us. It would bring shame on us to be with such a woman without enjoying her. If we do not seduce her, she will laugh at us." So Bagoas left the presence of Holofernes and came to Judith and said, "So lovely a maidservant should not be reluctant to come to my lord to be honored by him, to enjoy drinking wine with us, and to act today like one of the Assyrian women who serve in the palace of Nebuchadnezzar." Judith replied, "Who am I to refuse, my lord? Whatever is pleasing to him, I will promptly do. This will be a joy for me until the day of my death." So she proceeded to put on her festive garment and all her finery. Meanwhile, her servant went ahead and spread out on the ground opposite Holofernes the fleece Bagoas had furnished for her daily using in reclining while eating. Then Judith came in and reclined. The heart of Holofernes was in rapture over her, and his passion was aroused. He was burning with the desire to possess her, for he has been biding his time to seduce her from the day he saw her. Holofernes said to her, "Drink, and be happy with us." Judith replied, "I will gladly drink, my lord, for today is the greatest day of my whole life." She then took the things her servant had prepared and ate and drank in his presence. Holofernes, charmed by her, drank a great quantity of wine, more than he could ever drunk on any day since he was born.